Welcome, all humans, aliens, and those in between. Tune in into our podcast where we will digest theories and devour ideas. BackYard Nebula, we are three odd points upon this plane, riding the waves of thoughts. And to introduce ourselves, I'm your host, Myko. I got Monkey D. Ecko with me and Space Cowboy as well.
How's it going, y'all?
What's up?
This is our first podcast. We're going to hit it light. We're going to go on the topic of cryptids. So we each did a random thing, and we picked out a state, and from that state we picked out a cryptid. I got Nebraska, Monkey D. Echo got Texas, and Space Cowboy got California. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We sure did.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start it off with mine.
Yeah, that's cool. Go for it.
So, do you guys know about...
Nope. Don't know nothing.
How about you start off about a little bit more about what is a cryptid?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So, a cryptid is basically like an unknown thing.
Thing, animal.
That exactly
Maybe
thing.
it's a thing. It's
It's
not sure.
okay,
100% what
wait.
it is.
So, cryptid, I say thing because it's a fucking thing, like a cryptid.
My phone's a thing.
Okay, so the definition of a cryptid: an animal whose existence or survival is disputed or unsustainable. Yeah, unsustainable, such as a yeti. That's all it gives me.
Such as a
Okay,
Yeti.
So like that's an
funny.
example. So like
That's pretty funny.
And the
Okay,
reason
so would it gotta be?
okay,
cryptid?
whoa.
Okay, my bad. I'm starting to.
Yeah,
I was
you're
diving
wandering off.
too
You're diving
deep
too
in
far.
there. My bad. Okay, well, we're really back in here.
Okay, so like, I mean, the reason I say like a cryptid's a thing, because, for example, we'll get into this maybe in a later episode. There's a thing called the Flatwood Monster, I believe is the correct name for it.
What monster?
The Flatwood Monster.
What is that?
Exactly. What is that?
Flatwood
So
monster.
basically, I think it was the 60s or the 70s. This group of like people saw this monster. They labeled it a monster, but it looked like an alien. It had like a red, like metal thing behind it. Like they said, it looked like it was metal, but like an android, but like an alien. Like it was just all types of weird shit.
Okay. You describing a deep and extraterrestrial.
So
right
that's
there.
why I'm saying a cryptid is. I have not a clue. There's no definition. Like, it's just a cryptid. It's an unknown thing. Okay, so back to what I was saying. On mine, for my state, Nebraska, I picked.
The Flatwood monster.
No, the Flatwood Monster is from like Ohio or something.
Oh.
Damn. Ain't that something?
Yeah, but there's a lot of weird shit into Ohio.
Oh well, I mean,
Ohio's Ohio.
There's a lot of weird shit.
Sorry
everywhere.
for all my Ohio viewers.
I can't.
But I don't think I'll ever go to Ohio.
Yeah, I can't speak.
Why?
On it. I've never been there myself.
Bro,
What-
there's
what-
so much weird shit in Ohio.
Really?
We'll get into that later.
Comment down below. What's weird about freaking Ohio?
Okay, so mine, I picked the Walgren. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Walgren.
Okay. Walgren.
/ Alkali Monster. They had changed the name in some time.
The water monster.
Yeah, it is a water monster.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
It's in a lake.
Alkaline.
Alkali.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said
No, alkaline is the water. Alkali
Yeah, that's
is the
what I
name
was
of
like.
the water. The
It-
name of the lake.
It would honestly be nice if Okoboji had a lake monster. That would definitely make me want to go more.
They might have sturgeon. That's pretty close. You see how big fucking sturgeons get?
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you showed
sturgeons
me-
are
Yeah, those
insane.
motherfuckers are dinosaurs.
Okay, anyways. So I picked that. It's a lake monster. I actually found an article. I'm using history.nebraska.gov. So it's gov. So you know that shit's official. So I'm going to start off. Swimmers in Nebraska ponds, lakes, and waterways face typical summer hazards such as sunburn, snapping turtles, and thunderstorms. But hey, at least they don't have to worry about monsters. Or do they? Lake Walgren, a 50-acre lake located in Sheridan County near Hay Springs, has a storied history of harboring Nebraska's best known lake monster. I think it's the only lake monster because I couldn't find anything else. The monster has been variously described as a large catfish, a large mud puppy, and even as a giant horned alligator. I'm gonna pause right there because I just want to point out, how do you get from catfish? We all know what a catfish looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How do you get from how do you go from a catfish to a horned alligator-like beast? That's a big jump in like.
Moonshine is a hell of a thing.
Hey, this did happen like in the 20s and 30s, so yeah, it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the article. Its size has varied from the sizes of a yearling steer to a 2-foot or 2-foot broad and 10 or 12 feet long. One report says it spouted water like a whale. Okay.
Interesting.
So now we're getting.
Interesting.
Okay, so we're getting this monster. It looks like a catfish and an alligator, and it spouts water like a whale.
See, I'm not 100% sure where they were going with all of this. But people might need some glasses.
Okay, let me continue because
Interesting.
You guys are gonna like this one.
I hope so.
The first
Okay. I might have missed this, but where was this at again exactly?
It's
Packable, bro.
Sheridan County, near Hay Springs. So, I'll look that up on. I'll see
Interesting.
where that is in Nebraska. I think it's in like the corner near up. What's the state?
Where
called?
is Nebraska at?
Bro, it's right in the middle. Like the middle of the map.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Never heard of Nebraska.
Damn, that's fucked up. I've never heard of Ohio either.
That's even more messed up, you know.
Okay, so what's the?
I mean, but we all know it's Springfield.
Springfield, Ohio.
Omaha is, I think, it's the biggest city. Yeah, it's the biggest city. So
Was.
is.
Wow.
Let me look how far Hay Springs is. $6 hours, about, give or take.
That's pretty crazy.
Sorry, so it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. But back to what I was reading. The first official reports appeared in the Hay Springs News in 1921. So this shit's like old. An article on September 16 was headlined, "If it isn't a whale, it's a whaler. It's a whaler of an animal." A subsequent article on October 21 discussed a proposed scene in, I think that's how you say that, to catch the monster, but the game officials did not think this had a scene large enough to hold him. I think that's supposed to be like a tank. They're trying to use words from like the 1920s.
Okay.
So,
like, was it just like, was there no merit to it, or was there just like not a device to hold him?
They're just not to hold him. There's nothing big enough. Like, no one, like the reports. Anyways, it wasn't big enough to hold him, so undertaking was a delay indefinitely. August 11, 1922, issue reported the huge water animal again seen on surface. The Omaha World Herald picked up the story in 1923 when a man named J.A. Johnson claimed he and his friends saw a water monster 40 feet long, dull gray-brown in color with a horn-like object between its eyes and nostrils. They said it looked similar to an alligator, but it was bigger, heavier than the alligator. When the men noticed the creature, it emitted a dreadful roar and thrashed the water with its tail, and then dove back under.
And this is all stuff that happened in Nebraska, right? Or is still?
Yeah, no, this is Nebraska. It's
This all facts about Nebraska.
yeah,
Okay,
about the lake monster.
gotcha.
So
Just checking, just in case you know.
okay, so
in case
this
I wasn't
is
listening.
where it gets fun. Like, this isn't such a long like cryptid. It's just like one of the more fun ones because it's so fucking outlandish. Following the World Herald's coverage, the history was picked up by several other newspapers, including the London Times. So this shit went all the way to London.
Really?
By far the most vivid pictures of the actions and features of the medieval monster, which of 3 years has been terrifying the natives of the vicinity of Akili, I don't know. The lake near the small town Hay Springs, Nebraska, USA. Okay, so this gets into how the London Times heard about this story. It says, the same way the other newspapers did, the story was fed to them by a Nebraska named John G. Mayer, whose skill at creating hoaxes was as legendary as the hoaxes themselves.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so with that being
So
said...
what? All that was a lie?
Okay, but here's the thing, though. The Walgreen Lake Monster is Mayer's longest-lasting hoax. Some parts of the story have faded while others have grown. So yeah, it basically, there was like 2 accounts, and that was it of this monster. Like, I couldn't find anything else. Like I said, it was described as a catfish, a large mud puppy, and a horned alligator, which at least in the second account, or like the second, like, what is it called?
No, I'm listening.
The sighting, there you go. The second sighting of this thing matched the horn description, but still, who's to say that was like what actually happened?
Exactly.
It's probably some dude in a suit.
Back in the
Back in the
1920s.
day.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my God! Great Gatsby was having a shindig, and
That
he
is
just
true.
happened to
Okay,
like
when
have
you're
a
that
Halloween
fucking
costume.
bored.
Yeah, there isn't any technology back then like that.
Okay,
you know?
another thing I want to
Well,
add
they were
to
bored.
this.
There you go.
On another noteworthy piece of information is that between 1889 and 1890, the lake experienced a severe drought and water levels sank to about a puddle. So how is it that a 40-foot monster appeared just 30 years later? So experts say that, like, if this thing did exist, like, it either died or just moved to another lake. So
Young Buck had some legs on him and hiked quite a while
Yeah.
to get into a puddle if he really did.
and
want
I actually
to.
looked up like a Google Earth.
I
want to know what other. This is the lake.
Okay.
That's almost a perfect circle.
Yeah,
for the
that's true, though.
for the listeners, just look up Walgren Lake State Recreation Area. And
How do you spell that?
Walgren.
Okay.
But no, this is on Google Earth.
That's probably where they get Walgreens from.
Probably. So look, this is like a little farm, but like who knows?
It's kind of like Mel's hole. I was watching a video the other day, some hole, and the dude
Look.
dropped a fish line, and there's no drop.
How is
in
it making it to another lake? Please.
It crawled out the water.
It crawled out the water. It went to what other lake, Monkey?
Yeah, I told you it had quite a bit of a height.
God.
It evolved in the last.
It
knew it was gonna have to migrate. He was like, "Ugh,"
and you so
and
it
it grew some wings.
It sprouted wings.
Yeah.
And that's what dragons are.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
There you go.
Yeah.
God damn it, you're a genius.
We just
Monkey.
discovered how dragons are made, guys.
Okay, so
Usually it takes
to wrap
one and another.
my thing all up, the hay springers. I've
There
never
is no
forgotten-
wrapping up in this show.
I've never forgotten their monster. They actually make like merchandise if you go and visit. It's just like home of the Walgreen Lake Monster, and it's just so funny. Like, look, it's just a T-shirt, and like they've just kind of kept this whole gimmick going, which I think is interesting. I mean, it's just a fun little cryptid. I think it's cool.
Oh, dang.
That's
By
pretty
all,
baller.
by all
So there's-
means, you
oh,
never know. That could be
sorry.
their whole religion or something.
My bad. I forgot to show you two.
That's pretty baller.
There's 2 examples of the. This is like a little. Not what would it be? Not the word isn't taxidermy. It's
Taxiwormy.
No, not taxidermy. It's just like a model. It's like a scale, like what it.
Oh,
yeah. So you see
gotcha,
like the
gotcha.
horns and stuff, and then like
A
the
fake picture.
Yeah, the first image is like a. This looks like Nessie. This is
that
like-
does look like straight out
Nessie.
Lake Night Monster.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah. That concludes mine, guys.
That looks most. Well, I mean, if we're being honest, most lake monsters would be like old timey dinosaurs. Of that's what they really
See,
look
and like
like.
going to like the Lake Loch Ness, like all like experts have said, like a dinosaur that died off, but somehow this one lived for some reason. You know,
Ocean's deep.
the ocean's deep as shit. But yeah, it just
Try scaling that motherfucker. People paid to go down there, and look how that happened.
yeah. All right, that wraps mine up. Space Cowboy, you want to take it away?
Oh. My time to shine.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so on my topic for this cryptid, my bad.
The sketch. My bad. I was looking up the word for it. Like the sketch of the the cryptid.
Well, it's not a sketch. We're back onto the topic of the picture I showed them. Sorry, Space Cowboy.
Well, I thought that was a.
It's
I
like
thought
a model. It's not a sketch. It's like this dude
model
like,
sketch.
put
There
things
you
together
go.
to make it look like
Gotcha.
a
Used
monster.
clay.
Yeah,
to-
yeah. It was
Gotcha.
just a
Okay,
model.
I was like, it was bugging me. I was like, fake picture.
Fake picture.
Yeah.
It's a painting.
Smooth.
Or it could have been like they could have actually saw the monster, but it was like the 1920s, so you had to stay still for like 6 hours while the picture
developed.
That's why they always had long necks. They were just moving.
They're just moving, and it just made it. It could have been a normal sized fish for all we know. And
That's
you
funny,
know, the fish is swimming and like dangling, so it just made it look like a monster.
That's so funny.
All right, go ahead, Space Cowboy.
I chose some kind of very open and very well known into the whole cryptozoology kind of topic. It is skinwalkers.
Oh, one of my
That's a good one.
favorites.
Went ahead and
I'm a skinwalker.
put my head.
Wow.
I believe it.
No, you have foreskin. That's two different things.
That's a whole different topic there.
Sorry.
And then we go ahead and we group back on this way. Let's see. So it's gonna be. See, now you made me lose my train of thought there.
Sorry,
I was
my
going
apologies.
good with it. I was going good with
My
it.
apologies. You
Pack-
have the
And then I
pack a
split
bowl.
it.
You have
Pack a bowl.
No, hold on. Let me get through this real quick. And then we go ahead and
Pass Monkey the Grinder.
that's the case. Skinwalkers. Okay, so I chose
Yeah.
skinwalkers to go ahead for the topic of the cryptozoology. It is something that I have known since I was younger and always felt that was very, very real, but in a realm on its own. Because it is something spiritual yet physical at the same time. So it does come from a very, very past time, back years ago, like I don't know.
Because it starts with
Like we're talking about like 80 here,
It's
so
like the Native Americans. Because like there's another thing called the Wendigo.
yes,
Which is they're very two similar things, but two very different things as well. And like another Wendigo is with the Navajo tribe of like Utah, I think.
The
if I'm not
Navajo.
mistaken. Yeah, Navajo.
Navajo.
So like the Skinwalker.
Oh, that's right. We were listening to like a freaking documentary.
And the
on
Skinwalker
that.
is like a different thing on its own, but it's
Skinwalkers.
similar.
Skinwalkers are Navajo. Skinwalkers
Is it as well?
is Navajo, and that was the thing where it comes from. It translates to actually Yi Yal Nadulshi.
Huh.
Very much a tongue twister, but that is how they define him, and it is defined as one who walks on all fours.
Dang.
So it's very
That's pretty badass.
very trippy to say the least. If you would have
Yeah.
seen this out there
Yeah.
way back when.
Like I heard that a skinwalker was basically like the person, and they would have like the skin of the animal they would transform into like You know, kind of like, you know, how, you know, the Native
Yeah, it would have,
Americans, like Native Americans would wear, you know, the animal hides, you know, after the, you know, to keep them warm
not
or
to,
whatever, and the head mask. That's how they transform into the wolves, maybe. I don't know.
not to butt in so much with yours, Cowboy. There's actually a movie called Antlers about the Skinwalker. I just recently watched it.
Really?
Here, let me.
How good is it?
It's
Since you brought it up.
It's pretty good. I think it's about.
What's
no,
pretty
never
good?
mind. It's about the Wendigo. I am sorry.
The Wendigo.
But in the movie, like the
Indigo
monster, I'll put up the picture. So this is a monster, right? And
I cannot see nothing.
This right here is the face of the person it turned into from.
Dang. So I'm gonna be wearing a mask. That way, when it does transform into me, I take mine off. So, jokes on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead, Cowboy. Sorry to cut you off.
See, I'm still here. It's all good, but no worries. It's all very like, and it's very very intense if you really think about it, because in the definition that is used, it is a harmful witch that has the ability to possess, turn into, or disguise themselves as an animal. And this was between the times of around like 200 to 1300 AD. So way back when, right around the time where probably everything was peaking off
this way, my bad.
of the interests of the Indians and Native Americans. And yeah, man, it's just, I don't know.
What fascinates?
I don't know, 'cause it's
what
very-
fascinates you about them?
What fascinates me is the fact that
Or
they are
skinwalkers,
very,
yeah.
very, at least indigenous to our area. We do hear about shapeshifters, but this is a very specific
Kind.
human to animal transformation.
Gotcha.
So, can I butt in real quick?
Yeah.
So with that, you said the Skinwalker was more like a witch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know a little bit about the Wendigo as well. So there's this thing in the DSM-5, if you guys know what that is.
No.
The DSM-5 is like a psychology book.
I need to get that.
And it has like all the illnesses and stuff, and actually like let's say like
You got that book?
No, depression and anxiety.
How do you know about that book?
Kind of everything.
I need that book now. I like that.
We'll have to get one and look through it. But anyways,
Yeah.
back to what I was saying. In the DSM-5, Wendigo psychosis is actually like a term used in it.
Okay.
So basically, there's a story. There's an old Native American story. I can't remember the name. I'm just going off the top of my head. I can't.
DMS
DSM 5. I think it's one of those. It should be a purple book. But anyways, there's an old Native American story where this Native American, like, they were struggling.
I love it.
They were struggling to like make get food. It was wintertime. It was cold. They weren't able to eat. So homeboy ended up eating his family, and he went back into town, and he like basically turned himself in, but not just yet. He went to authorities and he reported like all his family died from starvation. But when like the family, or when he went to them, they were like, okay, that they died from starvation. Why do you look perfectly fine? And then they took him. He took the officers back to the campsite, and that's when he confessed that he ate them all. And like from that day on, it's like he turned into the Wendigo in a way. And like I know Wendigos like.
What's the Wendigo? I'm sorry, like.
I mean, we're on the topic of skinwalkers, but I'm just trying to make a comparison. Like
No, that's fine. I just want to
the
know what it
Wendigos
is.
are.
I mean, you can compare them both. It
They're-
is still
they're
a
they're
human
similar,
to
but they're
animal
different.
transformation.
So with the Wendigos, like you have to create like heinous ass shit, like incest, eating another person,
Oh,
stuff
hell
like
no.
that,
Hell
like
no.
evil shit that turns you into a Wendigo. But like a skinwalker, like he's saying, it's more like a witch in a way.
Mhm.
Like
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It would be more of like I guess you can say more of a happy-go-lucky kind of animal that would just kind of more. I mean, maybe not happy-go-lucky. This is probably not a good term to use, but they're just not
really, bud.
But they're yeah, they're just beasts. It's not something to be playing around with.
Yeah,
and then it's just something that is very. I just can't find the words to use to describe them and defer them.
I mean, I think skinwalkers are so interesting. Like, I've done a little like research on them and stuff, because it's just like they do things to like lure you in.
Yeah, they do actually.
Like, did you read into like those stories a little bit? Do you know about them?
More than anything, I've read a bit about.
What about you, Monkey?
And it's been
no, sir. That's what I'm asking you guys.
Sorts of I'm kind of using it as a hunting tactic more than anything. It's just more of how it is for a like wounded animal.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen videos on duendes, fairies, witches.
So skinwalkers,
you know,
they a lot of the times mimic a voice of a loved one that has passed, or like the voice of like a significant other, or even a crying baby.
that's
to lure you in to
crazy.
come. And I think the Wendigo has a similar tactic.
That's
as well.
crazy.
But like, yeah, it's just like it's not a dumb like beast. It's like knows what it's doing.
It's a calculating beast.
It's a calculating beast. There you go.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. So like
that's honestly pretty crazy.
Wild. And like, you know, this is all surface level things. So if you guys want to go into depth on an episode where we're hitting Wendigos and Skinwalkers or make it its own thing, because there's actually, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Skinwalker Ranch.
Very much so.
Yeah. What about you?
I've somewhat seen it.
There's like a big ass ranch where it's like they see skinwalkers, and it's like one of the most paranormal spots in America.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a whole thing of it on Hulu. Like, it's like a series.
Dang.
Yeah.
I need to watch it.
All right. So.
Yeah, I think it's time to
Wrapping
pass the
your-
torch up and go ahead and we'll see what Monkey has for his
Oh,
cryptid.
I like that little smirk. What you got?
Well, you know, I picked the chupacabra just because, you know, you can't go wrong with the Latin American goat sucker. You know what I mean? You know, the first one they get spotted in 1995. You know.
Was it before then?
I don't think so. I think it was.
Is that because I feel like, not to like butt in or anything, because
No,
like
you good,
there's
good.
the sightings first started I think South America, and then
Nope,
like
Puerto Rico, the first one.
Yeah, South America.
South America.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico's in South America.
Yes, Monkey.
Huh. That's interesting.
Okay, so
That Puerto Rico was like by Florida. Like, I'm being honest.
That's
Yeah,
Cuba.
like on the
That's
islands.
Cuba.
No, like islands.
Yeah, Cuba, Monkey.
No. What
If
the?
that's the Florida Keys, then Cuba.
Yes. Like it's like the Bay of Pigs.
Gotcha.
Fidel Castro.
And then you got Taino Island.
All right. Anyway.
Yup, March of 1995.
That was the first sighting.
First reported attack.
Interesting.
A tribute to actual chupacabra. 8 sheep. 3 puncture wounds in the chest area. That's crazy.
That's attack. Sighting might be a little different.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know,
'Cause
then
an
it started
attack-
migrating to Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Peru, and United States. So it traveled all of the
Homie
South.
was moving.
Yes, he was.
He must have, you know, blah, 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 and kept it moving. You
He
know?
was hitting licks.
Yeah. Because, man, they be making... The closest thing it looks like, it's almost like a freaking hairless dog almost. With, like...
You know what's
fangs
interesting
or
about
something.
the chupacabra though? Like there's so many different things they have compared it to. Like you said, the dog, and then like
Some say it has, like, freaking snake-looking eyes.
some say it looks like a reptile, and some say it looks like an alien. And here, let me actually show you this one thing comparison. So, you guys see?
Yeah,
that's
basically
okay.
like a dog.
So it looks
with,
like a dog, right?
with spikes coming out of its back.
So now let me show you something. Okay, you guys are familiar with the.
But if everybody's seen it, then it should be real, right? But no one has
no
concrete.
one has proof.
No one has
But
real proof.
You guys are familiar with the dog from Coco, right? You guys have both watched Coco.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now check this out. Remember the thing I just showed you about that dog?
Okay.
That's crazy. A hairless dog.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who's to say it's not just like
A rabid hairless dog.
a rabid fucking dog? Yeah, you know,
Maybe
like
it's-
they are hairless dogs.
Who knows? Maybe you got just mange.
And like,
but why do people like this thing so much if it's killing their livestock?
it's not that they like it; it's that it's. How do I say?
It's
Same
mysterious.
reason, same thing
yeah.
that everything else is idolized.
It's intriguing and
It's an intriguing thing.
that
like,
you never that it's
There's-
like a goat sucking animal
yeah,
out
it's like
there.
what calls its attention to, like, why does it? It's just a lot of whys, and it's a lot of questions, and like, the more you question, the more you're intrigued in something. It's like, why is it sucking the goats? Why is it sucking the blood? Why doesn't it just eat the whole animal? Like, you know, is it an alien? Is it a monster? Is it of this earth, from under earth? Is it, you know, something that was bred in a lab? Like, people just don't know.
That is true.
And that's what makes it fun. I mean, not fun, but that's what makes it intriguing.
But people could be seeing other animals as well, though.
And people could be bullshitting these sightings, too.
But what explains the puncture wounds then? Aliens or something?
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you familiar with...
Like, what animal would suck another animal's blood out
When you said aliens, are you
Vampire.
guys familiar...
and leave the casket? Not the casket, the carcass behind.
Are you guys familiar with cattle mutilations?
Yes and no.
So,
Explain.
cattle mutilations are like... when cattle just get fucking like that.
They flip themselves inside out.
Yeah, bro. How does an animal can't do that, bro? So
An
like
alien.
that's what I'm saying. Aliens. Everyone speculates that the cattle mutilations are done by aliens, and potentially like with the chupacabra.
It
There's
might be a
three-
rabid dog because it's only in South America. It
But
could
it's
be
been seen in Texas too.
And it comes up all the way this
rabies. Rabies. It could be a virus.
Fuck, it could be a virus. Actually, you might be on to something.
Dang. Because I seen a video where some lady supposedly said she had a chupacabra body, and they showed it on the TV
It
or
was a
video,
fucking dog, huh?
and it looked like a dog. Yeah, it's like a hairless
Well, it's like
dog.
the photo I just showed
Yeah,
you,
like a hairless dog
who's
with
to
like
say this
big
is-
fangs, big
Who-
teeth.
Who's to say like the chupacabra isn't just like
A mutated
a
dog.
mutated dog or an animal with an infection? Like
'Cause we've never caught one alive.
infections and diseases are like common in animals. Like there's a fucking disease in deers that make them look like zombies.
Yep.
Have you seen that shit?
Damn.
No,
I'll
but
show
I've
you.
heard of it.
Don't they look like they got stuff all over their
Bro,
face?
yeah,
or
they look
something?
insane. It's called chronic wasting disease. So like potentially,
Like what, half their head is missing or something?
it's just like,
Is that too extreme?
so it kind of eats away at their body, bro. Like here's a,
That's insane.
it like eats away at them. So like, and that's common in deer. So who's to say there's not this thing, like this disease or something that's common in animal or like dogs, that's making them do this.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
why only down south? Oh, the virus can only probably live in the
In
high
warm-
environments.
Yeah, in the warm weathers, bro.
Dang, or it's like it probably knows like I can only be around goats.
I like goats and shit like that. Shout out to all the goats.
That's funny.
That is
Yeah.
pretty funny. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But like, still though, like, I feel that there is no chupacabra. To be honest, sometimes like I'm kind of skeptical about it.
And why do you say that?
Because we've never really caught one.
See, and like that's how I feel about a lot of cryptids too. Cause like there's sightings and like it's nice to.
Cause like
imagine
like all them bodies of it could just be a dog that got unlucky and got killed while it was trying to eat a goat or a freaking chicken or something, and it got blasted, and it was down south, and they said it was chupacabra. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I remember it was a big deal back in the day. I remember that when they first seen one. It was a big deal, bro.
Oh yeah, I forgot you remember that, you old fuck.
I'm not that old, motherfucker. You know, it was a big deal. It made the news and everything.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, there was headlines of it, and like as the more popularity it grew, the more sightings. So that's kind of what makes it seem like.
And it only happened at night. Why not during the day?
A lot of this shit just
It's nocturnal.
Seems like popular, you know. It's just a trend. It's like a trend, you know. Like it's cool to report these sightings, like.
But I mean,
I'm not saying it's completely false.
Possibly, but at the same time, I mean, it would be a little rough to go ahead and, I mean, maybe not to make some evidence come up or something. Honestly, the puncture wounds and the mutilated cow is kind of very hard to put aside and say, oh, that didn't happen, but it's very clear that it's not just eating the meat.
Can we say it's just aliens?
That would be the simple answer, but like
aliens.
As of right now, I mean, it's what the first sighting was 95.
Aliens have been reported since the 20s.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's not my point. It's like Monkey said, like, why haven't we caught one of these things? If it's like there's so many sightings.
And it only happens down south with like the farmers with the goats and stuff. You know, why not set traps and catch a live one?
I mean, shit. Or it could be just a fucking farmer like stabbing his own cattle or his own goats and putting them upside down and letting them drip drop. You know, like people do dumb shit to become famous.
It's all the politicians.
Jeez, well, I don't know.
I guess we'll never know.
No, you can never tell what it would be because it's very, very, it's very paranormal. You just have no words to explain it, no way to have to.
Just having the lore and just knowing that there's something out there that sucks goat's blood, basically.
There's so many things.
Yeah, something completely out of the natural.
You know, like where there's so many questions, I should say, to like where these things come from. We don't know. And until we capture one and like hold it for ransom, then I guess we'll never know, you know.
Right. And
but like as of right now, it's fun to theorize and think of just dumb shit.
Yeah, because I mean, there's many ways and many possibilities of what it can come to. Because at the same time, even if it is just a cryptid, and these are sightings in these certain places and certain locations, what's to say that these locations and don't have anything special about them, such as maybe portals, gateways, other realms, or some sorts in order to go ahead and come and go, because there's I mean, in my sense is that there might be planes or different layers to this realm we're in at the moment. It's just a period of time that we're all running through, and who knows where it takes us.
Yeah.
And then these guys can, at one point intercross. It's the same things as it would be with ghosts sometimes too.
Even
cross over a little dimension, and it's just a wall. It's a dimensional wall that you never know you're gonna cross or possibly go through.
Well, going into the dimension realm, I mean, just look at the streets outside. Look at the intersections. Look at like your street.
Absolutely.
Grid. Like that. Who's to say that's not that's not the way realms are set up? You know what I mean? Like realms.
That's basically what they're saying that happened in 2021 or whatever. The world ended and we just
never knew.
Whatever, 2012.
Well, see, and then that's the other thing too. And the way I perceived world and life to be is that it would be every concept idea of a world with their laws of physics or not would be a tree with all its branches, and those are just the different realities inside that realm, whatever those possibilities might be.
Damn.
That's wild as hell.
Fuck. Alright. I think that's wrapping it up, boys, for the first episode of the podcast.
Yes, sir. I feel like we did pretty good.
Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for us, guys.
For sure.
You guys want to check out the episode? We're going to upload it to Monkey D. Echo's YouTube. It's Monkey D. Echo / BackYard Nebula podcast. So yeah, we'll catch you next episode.
See you later, Scalpel.
When is gonna be the next episode? Like another week or so?
We'll see. TBD.
We'll keep you guys posted. All right,
Keep
then.
you posted. Till next time.